episode of Toon Talk TV, starting now.
Yep.
Well, this is exciting. This is another episode of Toon Talk TV where we talk about cartoons, brought to you by We Are the Television. I'm Nick.
We're all
These
in a
are
good
my buddies.
mood today.
These are my
Good
buddies,
mood today.
Brett and Al. Guys, how we doing?
Hey.
Does this get you as horny as it gets me?
I'm fucking fantastic. Brett, you?
I just got told some bad news, so fuck everyone out there. But hey, whatever. Let's keep going. Toon Talk TV. Let's do this shit, boys.
Yeah, before we get started, though, we got to let you viewers out there to be sure to like, subscribe when you watch these videos, and head over to Patreon. Patreon at /WeAreTheTelevision, where you can see some dope exclusive content. What kind of stuff can they see, Brett?
Well, since last time, we put up 2 exclusive videos of Toon Talk, and we put up some music we do on the side. So, and then after this, you should see some more content. I don't know exactly what yet, but it should be cool. And towards the end of the podcast, I'm gonna tell you guys about some cool shit we got coming out as well that you can purchase.
Ooh, that sounds sexy. As we said, this is Toon Talk TV, where we talk about everything cartoons, animation, you name it. But we begin every episode the same by asking the question, what tunes are you watching? Brett, let's start with you. What cartoon are you watching right now?
All right, I got a cartoon called Hot Cross Buns 2 Suraido. Now,
Okay.
it's by a guy named Brian Wysall. Have you guys ever heard of this guy?
No. Tell me about him.
Name
So
something big
he
that he's done.
He's had cartoons on Adult Swim before. He had a cartoon called Hot Streets. Have you guys ever heard of that?
That one sounds familiar.
It ran for 2 seasons. I don't know if it's done now or not, but he has a very unique style, and he started out on Channel 101. So he Justin Roiland voiced in Hot Streets and shit like that, but this is about Hot Cross Buns 2 Suraido, which he put out by himself on his own YouTube channel. It's a 20-minute long cartoon, and I thought it was funny as hell, but I actually got more enjoyment out of watching my girlfriend watch it. So I turned it on, and she's like, "Did an AI write this shit?" and that's so his style. If you guys should go check it out after this, the way their conversations are talked about. It's like if you were locked in a room for like 10 years and then had to converse with someone. The cadence is there of a normal conversation, but what they say to each other is just like, what the fuck is going on right here?
Okay.
And it starts off in like an airplane, and some girl who's reading her own book that she wrote is talking with some random guy, and then the airplane eventually is going down. I won't talk too much about it. It's within the story. And then she needs to find help from some guy 2 years in the future who can save this airplane. It's off the wall. It does not make sense at all. But when you're watching it, it's hilarious. And then the animation. So another thing that my girlfriend said while she was watching this is, I feel like this is something I would see like while I'm having a nightmare type of shit. And the animation style is cool because it looks better than an amateur style, but it's also not as good as like a I don't know, something you'd see on TV, which is it. And I hope the creator, if he ever heard this, like it's not a dig. It's very cool. It's like a I don't know. It's a unique style of animation.
Yeah.
And so then it leads into this huge karate fight, which I thought was the funniest part of the entire episode. It's a 20-minute episode, and then and yeah.
Wait, is this like a full series, or it's just like a one-off? Like
so that's the other thing too. So this just came out earlier this month, and Hot Cross Buns 1 exists as a 4-minute short that he originally put on Channel 101. And for the people out there who doesn't know what Channel 101 is, it's a monthly contest where creators can make their own content put it up, and a community of people will watch that video and vote on it. And if enough people like it, they'll bring it back for a second month. So the Hot Cross Buns 1 was made in 2011 and put out on Channel 101. And then he did his own stuff, made stuff that got on television, came back, and then personally came out with a 20-minute sequel to this.
So hold up. I'm Googling this and I can't even find it. So how do you spell Suraido or whatever at the end? What is?
So I'll put it in the. We'll put a link
in
the description. That's another thing too. Is Suraido is the type of karate or his
Jiu-jitsu.
fighting style that this guy learned within the 2 years before the airplane. But I realized while I was watching it, my girlfriend said another thing. She was like, "Is Suraido? Does this?" And she picked up what the meaning might be, and I'm interested if you guys watch this, if you pick it up too. And if someone does, they should, if any of the audience watching this picks it up, say it in the comments, and I'll let you know. But, yeah, check it out.
Wait, Brett, I thought you had
Sounds
a
pretty
boyfriend.
cool.
Why do you keep saying girlfriend?
Ouchie. No, nothing wrong with having a boyfriend, dude. Nothing wrong with having a boyfriend at all.
All right, that's a good one. I like the stuff that Brett brings to the table.
So that just started. Well, I want to keep talking about that for a sec. So that just started. That it's not even like completed yet.
Well, one, I think it came out earlier this month, and it's just supposed to be a short. I think it's a one-off to the first one. And another thing, Hot Cross Buns in this reality, people, you know what Hot Cross Buns is? That like the song that you used to play on like the recorder in like grade school.
The like nursery rhyme.
Yeah.
Thing.
So the concept is these like people will play it on the recorder, and they're actually doing like a demonic like seance to some like you don't know what happens, but their eyes get all fucked up, and there's an X on their head when they start playing it. And the guy is like, no, he's not playing Hot Cross Buns. He's playing Three Blind Mice, and then like you need to play Three Blind Mice to save the person who's playing Hot Cross Buns, which is the same fucking song. It's like out there, dude. It's really out there. It's really funny to watch. So check it out.
And what is that? You said that was on. What is it like specifically on, or is that just on YouTube?
On his personal YouTube channel. So if you just go to YouTube and type in Hot Cross Buns 2, I'm sure you'll find it without having to write Suraido. And then it's Brian Weissel too. So check that out.
Hot Cross Buns.
Nice.
2. That is nice. Al, what cartoons are you watching? Last time we talked about you were still barely doing Solar Opposites season 3.
I finished Solar Opposites, so that was awesome. But I decided to do. Hold on, my mic's kind of getting in the way. I decided to do a little bit of a rewatch. Mainly because I'm excited about going to Alinea on Tuesday. This got me in the mood for food. So we're going to talk about an anime here, boys. Are you guys get into the anime as much as I do? Okay. So Food Wars. Have you guys seen it?
Yes.
You both have seen Food Wars before?
Brett introduced me to Food Wars.
Oh, okay, cool.
Solid cartoon. Solid.
So I did a little bit of a rewatch. The second season is on Netflix right now, but that's like the only season out of all 5 that they got going. I looked a little bit into it because it's just such a weird anime. It's an anime, for people who don't know, it's an anime based on the culinary arts, and you still get the battles and everything as in the name Food Wars, but it's basically about a chef, a young chef who wants to be the best, just like his dad, who he works in his father's diner, and he doesn't know much about his dad, other than he has a diner and he's been cooking with his dad all of his life, and then one day his dad just decides to get up and go, and says you gotta get better at cooking, and then come back. And he goes to this this top culinary school, like one of the best in the world, and it's a weird school because the top 10 in the school are right under the director of the school. So the top 10 best chefs have more of a say than even the teachers in the school. And so it's just a weird dynamic. And the whole idea of food wars is whatever they want in whatever they may want, whether that may be to take control of someone's restaurant or to kick someone out of school. They just have to set up a food war and basically battle that other person for whatever they want. And both parties have to agree, and then they do it, and then blah, blah, blah.
So like the Yu-Gi-Oh! of culinary arts, dude.
Exactly. So the only the only insane part about it is that when a dish is exceptionally good, they show that in the anime by all of the clothes exploding off of whoever ate the dish. So of course the giant like orgasm that follows from eating the dish. It's just absolutely like an insane reaction. So
I like how you said of course. The first time I watched that, my boyfriend came from the other room and was like, "Are you watching porn?"
So classic response.
Yeah. So yeah, but then she began to watch it too and was like, "This is pretty fucking good."
Yeah, I remember just a bunch of titties.
Oh yeah.
Maybe because I just watched the little clips on YouTube and it was just like the orgasms the entire time.
Al, you still there?
Let's talk a little bit while we wait for Al to come back.
Okay, sure. Well, actually, no. How about you tell me what cartoon did you watch?
Cartoon that I'm watching?
Yeah, bro.
So, I recently got into The Boys Diabolical, which is animation version of The Boys on Amazon Prime, set in The Boys universe. So it's a continuation, just in animation form, and it's similar to like Love, Death, and Robots. So each episode is a different animation style, and really, it's a really easy binge watch. At least for myself, I love binge watching cartoons. So if there's something good on, I'll just like play while I'm working. I'll look up a little bit, watch something, but they're really short, maybe like 11 minutes, 12 minutes long. I think the longest one is like episode 8, which is the last episode, and I think that one's like 15 minutes long.
So I got a question. Okay. So I watched only one episode of that.
Okay.
And it had a very unique kind of callback animation style to like the old cartoons that I watched. It reminded me like a mix between like Who Framed Roger Rabbit and Mr. Magoo type thing. Like an old like style. Like it was
the Looney Tunes episode. There was like no dialogue. Sure.
Yeah. So are all of them animated that way, or is it a different style of animation per episode?
Different style. We got Al here.
We
got Al back.
Cool.
I don't know what happened there.
It's fine. We'll keep going. We're talking about Diabolical. We're talking. Have you seen Diabolical, Al?
No, I haven't.
Al, I'll finish talking about Diabolical, and then we'll dive back into Food Wars, because I do have some extra questions for you about Food Wars.
Cool.
But Diabolical is a boys spin-off show. It's all animation on Amazon Prime. And as I was telling Brett, each episode is a different animation style. So you get written by like Andy Samberg wrote an episode, Justin Roiland wrote an episode, and so each episode is in their own animation style. Brett mentioned that he watched the first episode, which is a throwback Looney Tunes-esque cartoon style. There's no dialogue. It's just the events that play out, in the episode. But I wanted to talk to you guys about my favorite episode that I enjoyed watching, which was episode 2, which was written by Justin Roiland. It has that Rick and Morty, Solar Opposites animation style, which I've gravitated to. But it has the voice cast is pretty good. And the premise of episode 2 is, yes, everyone wants to have a superhero kid, but what happens if you give the kid powers and they're the shit powers? So you get characters like Agua, which is just a guy who turns into a swimming pool of water. He can't do anything. He just like sits there. There's one called Booby Face.
Alex Mack. Do you guys remember Alex Mack?
Yeah, exactly. Just like that. Yeah. There's one called Booby Face, and he's just got giant titties on his face, and that's like that's all he does. And then there's two funny ones that I want to talk about. One is called Papers, and he could just summon and find any papers that you need. So there's one scene where they need to find documents, and he just summons papers. That's all he does. And then the other one
terrible.
is Al, you would like this one. His name is Ranch Dressing Cum Squirter. And they're like, that's self-explanatory. Like that's his power.
All he does?
He's just eating chicken
That's
wings.
all he does?
That's all he does.
That's good. That's awesome.
But it's directed by Parker Simmons, and he's done cartoons on Adult Swim, like Super Jail, directed some stuff of Super Jail, and
nice.
Metalocalypse is what he's done. But yeah, I think you guys should check it out. I think you'd like it. If you like The Boys, it's still that same gory thing. Homelander makes an appearance, and it's voiced by the same actor, and it's set in the world. And each story is different. It's not really a continuation. It's more of an anthology. But yeah, I think you guys would like it. There's some notable people on there, like Aquafina wrote an episode. Like I said, Andy Samberg, Seth Rogen, all those people like that. But yeah, it's pretty cool.
And what did you say this was
about
on?
that first episode? I think my favorite part about that first episode was that, and I hope that it carried on through the rest of the series because I haven't seen it, but that it was just in that world. Like none of those characters were there, and it just like, and it started with the Vought tunes. Like it's like it's its own brand. Like it's a cool concept.
It is cool. It's on Amazon Prime, Al. You can find it on Amazon Prime.
Nice.
Yeah. And there's only 8 episodes. They vary in length, but I think the longest one is like 15 episodes. So it's a real quick, easy binge. And kind of like I said, each episode is a different animation style with different characters, different writers, different directors. So check it out. But back to Food Wars real quick. Al, you said you were rewatching. What would you say is one of your favorite episodes of Food Wars? Brett, you'll after Al's done, you'll tell me yours as well.
So, I feel like this is the same thing with most anime. What you really enjoy is after a period of time. So I feel like I would have to explain so much up to this point in season 4 for you to even understand what I'm getting at. But well, actually, I actually don't think I have to. Actually, this is so. At a point, the guys creating food, everyone, like, usually if it's a good dish, they blast the clothes off of whoever's judging it. So, at a point, the dish is so good that there's this thing called the gifting. And it's the judge, they're basically battling this judge, which is the new director of their school. And their new director is like the nemesis. It's like the series nemesis at this point, because he's trying to basically strip all the food of any creativity and just make it only elegance. Like he wants peak elegance, nothing lowbrow. He wants highest quality food. So, of course, there's like a group of rebels that are all about creativity and food that are battling up against him, and they give him their dish, and it's the first dish is like basically like a caveman piece of meat, and the second dish is made with chicken, squid, and peanut butter, and somehow they still make it incredibly elegant. I don't remember exactly what the dishes were called, and these are like real dishes that you could make. They're not just crapping these out of nowhere. They're like nice quality dishes. So this director, who's all about elegance, eats the dish, and this thing called the gifting not only explodes the person's clothes off, but in proximity, it explodes everyone else's clothes off. So everyone in the room gets their clothes blown off and feel like an orgasm sensation and he's still fighting it, and then at the end he just can't fight it anymore, and his clothes get blown off too. So that's probably my favorite episode.
Seriously, you just should have stuck with your original answer, because anyone explaining any episode from an anime, you sound literally insane. Because
I know.
I know. After watching a million
do it.
episodes, you gain all this lore of some like universe that doesn't make sense at all. And then when you're trying to explain it to someone, they're like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
I know. No, I know. You're
I can
right.
do it. Here, check this out.
All right,
So
all right.
my favorite episode of Dragon Ball Z is the one where the bad guy kills his little bald friend, and then he just powers up to a next level and then beats that guy. Look at that.
Yeah.
There you go. That's pretty good.
Brett, what's your favorite episode? You're a big fan of Food Wars. What would you say, similar to that, like what's your favorite episode? Or like
in the same way, I can't really remember any specific episode. I just remember like parts, and it's those breakaway scenes where after people eat the dish, they'll like explode or something. But I like the ones where he would make a gross dish. So in the same way, like he incorporated like squid and peanut butter. In the first episode, he took like some like he lathered peanut butter on squid and gave it to some random girl, and the next scene is her naked with like a squid tentacles wrapped around her tits and shit like that. So it's like it's just visually like, what the fuck am I watching?
So this is interesting. The fact that you just said that. So apparently the whole series was built around the illustrator who had an idea of a girl feeling a sense of ecstasy when she ate food. And it started out as like a manga comic book strip, like a weekly of just like him doing little illustrations of basically chicks orgasming with food.
But he didn't have any. The boys, dude. When the deep's fucking the squid, man.
Exactly. Oh, exactly.
Yeah.
So, but what was funny is he didn't have anyone to write a storyline, so he hired someone on to write a storyline just around the idea of him wanting to draw good-looking food and chicks orgasming about it. So I thought that was pretty
I
interesting.
feel like the common thread you guys are saying is your favorite parts of this cartoon or this anime are when the chicks are naked. Is what you're saying?
It's
When
most of it. We say that like a little like half the show is basically that. So
pretty much.
it does seem like kind of a porn.
And you said people can watch season 2 right now on Netflix. Is that right?
Yeah, it's a niche
Is it
show.
on Hulu? I thought it was on Hulu.
If you're
It could be. A lot of animes on both.
Yeah. That makes me think of, what do you guys prefer? I mean, obviously we like all forms of cartoons, but do you feel yourself gravitating more towards anime or like traditional cartoons at all, or is it just based on story, hit or miss, what you're feeling that day?
Honestly, what it's based on for me is, I told you guys this before, but either 2 or 3 people have to tell me to watch a show, and if they do, I'm into it. Like I'll give it a shot. But if one person's like, "Yo, I watched this," I'm like, "Okay, cool," and then another person says, "Yo, I watched this," I'm like, "All right, I'll put that on my list." And by the third time, it's like, "All right, fuck, I better watch this show." So, and that's generally what it is like for cartoons. Or if I see something that's visually interesting, or by someone that I already know puts out good stuff, I'll check that out too.
For me, I think it's a mood. I think you kind of said it. It's more of like if I'm feeling like laughing, it's probably not going to be an anime. But if I just feel like, binging stuff, like anime is the way to go. I'm
I would say that's
split.
because anime could be kind of heavy too. Like the storylines are like more
Totally.
They tend to be like
Drama.
in live action more. Yeah. But no, that's good shit. That's how we start. So those are the cartoons that we're watching. Go out and check Food Wars. Check out The Boys Diabolical and Hot Cross Buns 2. But again,
What's the last
before
word?
What?
Hot Cross Buns 2, what?
Suraido.
Hot Buns 2 Suraido. Again, we're going to do the shameless plug. This episode of Toon Talk is sponsored by... Who do we want it sponsored by? Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yeah.
If you go to Buffalo Wild Wings today and you
B-dubs,
mention
classic.
Toon Talk TV,
You
they'll
get a
charge
free
you
bird
full
dog.
price. Free bird dog.
Bird
There you
dogs.
go.
Have you ever got a bird dog? It's fucking delicious. It's unnecessary, dude. It's super unnecessary.
Yeah, sponsored by the Bird Dogs at Buffalo Wild Wings. Remember to check out Patreon at patreon.com/wearethetelevision.
And you can purchase a Toon Talk TV mug. If you stick around, there's a link on the bottom. You can get yourself a Toon Talk TV mug when you're drinking coffee. When you wake up in the morning, your girl's like, yo, what are you drinking out of?
Yeah.
Toon Talk TV mug. And then she's like, what? And then you have sex with each other because it's so interesting. Yeah.
Because of the mug.
Dude,
Yes.
I'm erect right now. I'm having to flip it up into the waistband. My shorts.
I knew you would be.
All right, so I got a little game for us to play, and it's a new segment called the 1 minute cartoon pitch. It's right off the top of the dome. None of you guys are prepared for this, but what you're going to do is you're just going to put 60 seconds on the clock, and each one of us is going to pitch a cartoon, 1 minute cartoon, just a random idea, what we're thinking of, and see if you can kind of sell us on it. Which one of you nerds wants to go first?
I'll go first.
All right, Brett. So Al, he's going to pitch us a 1 minute cartoon. We're going to give him either a thumbs up or a thumbs down if it's a good idea.
All right.
And go.
All right, so there's some guy sitting on a toilet. He just pinches off a turd. That's what the intro is. And then it's all about a turd who wants to be a famous chef. And you follow him throughout the sewer pipes while he finds these new like rats or like wildlife inside the sewer, and he tries to make them dishes. And they're all like, at first they're like, a turd making us food? Ew, no thank you. And then he wins them over at the end of it. And then throughout the series, he's going through this sewage, and then at the end of the series, he gets popped out and into the ocean, and now it's a whole new world of people to impress.
Wow.
The
I mean,
turd
Give a
that
big
wants to be a
thumbs
chef,
up on
dude.
that.
I got to say, premise wise, that's a thumbs up as well.
Hell yeah.
With this turd, could you make it where he ventures to? I'm assuming the sewers of Chicago are a little bit different than the sewers of Detroit. So,
Well,
different
you gotta
type of
write what you know.
delicacies.
I think I know Chicago better than Detroit. And
You
dude,
do spend a lot of time in
Chicago's
the
got
sewers.
some good food. So,
All right, well, what would you call this show? What would you call it? The Turd Burglar?
no, it's got to be something culinary, dude. It's got to be like
Ooh. There you go.
no,
No.
we're cutting that out.
Well, you got two. Regardless of title, you got 2 thumbs up from us, so that's a pretty good idea. All right, Al, you got a minute to
No.
pitch.
You're up. You're up.
can't follow that, dude.
You want me?
I can't follow that. Yeah, it's all you.
Oh my, he's thinking about it right now. Okay, here we go. Let me see. Okay, here's one about a group of roofers, because I see a lot of people around here fixing their roof. So it's a little blob. They look like almost gummy bears, but they're just inanimate objects with no bones. And what they do is they climb on the roof and they have these little bitty talks about life and stuff, but while they're fixing the roof. But it always ends with a couple of them like falling off and like dying. So, it's like them.
Okay.
The opening scene is like they're throwing up the tool bag and they're like climbing up, and then they're fixing a roof, laying some shingles, and then maybe one of them will slip and fall and die, and they'll talk about him for a little bit, and then they'll be like, yeah, well, that happens. That's the roofing industry. But it could any roof, and they're all different colors and shapes. And yeah, I'd say it's called like
And they have
Tiny
no
Town
bones?
Roofers. No bones.
you said that pretty early on.
Yeah.
And they have no bones.
And they have no bones. They're just little people
That's
blobs
cool, dude.
fixing roofs.
I'll
What do you
watch
think?
it, dude. I'll give it a thumbs up. When you see
I give that one thumbs up. That one's pretty good.
Okay. All right, Al. What do you got for us?
So mine is, you got 2 guys on a roof, and they take a shit, and these shits
Fuck you.
have no bones.
No.
Oh,
You should have shits that have bones, dude. That would
Oh,
be
the
cool.
shits have bones.
Yeah.
Skeletal
Actually,
structure.
That's actually my new cartoon. The shits,
Shits
have,
have
bones.
bones.
And these normal people, it's like normal life, but whenever you shit, you actually lay out your fecal matter becomes a little person, and
I can't
those
watch this.
people. What do you mean? It's like they're like your
can't fucking
children,
watch this.
but you still have to like let them go to the sewer. You're not into it? Come on.
Dude.
On.
The
Down
only
with
reason
bone
I can't
shits,
be
dude.
into this, Al, it's a down. The reason that I can't be into this is because there's an episode of The Boys Diabolical where a person's power is that when their shits come to life and they can control other shits and turn them into sentient beings.
I don't know
it's
why that sounds better than Al's idea.
In that episode, they
It's
battle the
basically
deep.
the same thing, but I think it
I don't
started
know.
with the roofs and the no bones thing. It threw you off track.
Yeah.
I think you're just nervous. Like, you got all these creative ideas in you, Alan. You just got to spit them out.
Yeah, I know. It's
nervous.
just you guys
Spit 'em
just threw
out.
out some 2 good ideas. I'm just thinking about those.
Well, that's the 1 minute cartoon pitch segment. We're going to bring that back. We don't know if we're going to do every episode because I want to kind of keep these guys on their toes so they don't have to think about it very much.
And we're still putting out cartoons. We're still putting. It's
Yeah.
not. This isn't just a podcast channel anymore. We are still going to try and put out 2-week cartoons. We're still working on Crypto Boys, and hopefully that'll come out sooner than later.
Yeah. But if you liked any of those ideas, if anyone's watching, let us know in the comments which idea was better. Maybe you do like the poop bones idea that Al threw out there, and you want to see that in reality. Let us know.
Or
in the
tell us
comments.
a better idea.
Tell us
tell
a
us
What's
better
your
idea.
idea for a cartoon?
Yeah.
We
let's
want
steal
someone
your
else
idea.
to throw their 60-second pitch, and we'll make it better than you.
Yeah. What else should we chat about on this episode, guys? I mean, we don't have much to talk about this week. We're like Brett said, we're still working on Crypto Boys. Are we still doing a casting call for voices? Or what level are we at right now? Do you think?
We got someone coming in next week to voice someone, so we're going to see how that goes. But also, I mean, hey, if you got a good voice and you want to be in, hit us up. Because
You have the voice
even
of
if
an
you're
angel.
not in that cartoon, we could put you in anything. So,
Yeah, we could put you in this.
yeah, actually, Connie really wants to be part of this. She wants to be a host. So
Oh,
maybe
yeah.
we can. Maybe
Next
we
time
can get some
around,
guest
maybe
hosts
she gets
this.
in.
Maybe, or maybe
Or
right
maybe
now
if
we
one
just
of you guys
do.
are sick one day, or I'm sick, we can
Yeah.
just get another person.
Maybe let's just do the episode without Connie that she wanted to be a part of, and let's just talk about all of the Studio Ghibli animes right
gonna
now.
hate
And
us.
just like,
She's gonna fucking hate us. Connie's my boyfriend, by the way.
no, I think it would be fun to have some guests on here to talk about, because I mean, we're not the only ones in our friend group that watch cartoons. There's some good stuff out there, stuff that we're probably not even watching that other people have watched. Connie showed me that one on HBO that was really creepy. I can't remember what it was. Do you remember which one that was, Brett? It was like the weird little guy. He was like
Opal?
the one episode. What?
Oh, I love
Opal?
Opal. Jack Stauber.
Maybe, I think that was it.
Oh,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
I might even talk about that one next time because that's a really.
He's got some
cartoon.
good stuff. Even aside from just that, just specifically Opal, his grocery store musical. Oh man,
Pop
Good
shop
shit.
or
Good shit.
shop pop.
That one's
something
actually
like
terrifying. Yeah. Anyhow, I mean, what do you think, guys? You think it's a good wrapping up spot? We did a little segment. We watched talked about some tunes.
I think so.
I'd say
Brett,
so.
hit us one more time with the Patreon stuff. What can people find on patreon.com/wearethetelevision?
So the Patreon actually used to be where I put all my comics. So really, you're getting a shit ton of shit. You get over 1,000 images of random comics and illustrations and animations that
Yeah.
I did, and you get 2 exclusive Toon Talk TV episodes that haven't been posted, and we're going to start posting music, a
Yeah.
bunch of crap. So come check it out. And
Come
if
check
you
it
don't
out.
want to if you don't want to do a subscription with us, you could, 1, cancel at any time, or 2, you can just get a mug, which you can also see at the end of this podcast.
Yeah.
Or
and
just
if you
look in
have the
links below.
mug, you get to have sex with other people.
There you go.
It's the best.
The mug grants you access to sex with other people. So
Be sure and like, follow, subscribe, and again, comments. We love comments. We love being criticized on how terrible we are or how good you may find us.
Last time,
once
people
again,
told us our sound quality was pretty crap, and now check it out.
Yeah, we took that into. Look at that. We listen.
I still think we got to upgrade your mic a little bit, Brett. We'll do that next time.
Me? Oh shit!
Yeah.
I thought I sounded good. All right. Well.
All right. With that, hope you guys enjoyed the show.
Peace out.